I'm Moya, and this is my husband Ultan.
I know.
We've been together 17 and a half years.
So you tell me, yeah.
And married for just over 8.
There, you got it right for the first time. Yeah. I had been to see a pantomime, and I don't like pantomimes. And anyhow, I went to see his pantomime, and I was struck by the witch. And I thought, God, yeah, okay, fair enough. Take something away from this. So it must have been about maybe 12 months later, was it?
About 18 months later.
18 months later, we were in a pub and we were talking about theatre, and I like theatre, and Moya likes theatre, but her thing is musical theatre. And I said, you know, I went to a pantomime, and she kind of said, "Oh, you did."
And of course, I thought he was joking that someone had told him that I was in these pantomimes, but he still claims to this day that he didn't know it was me when he was.
I didn't, honestly, I didn't know. I mean, that's the gospel truth. But
yeah.
There you go. So it went from there, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, we met that night in the pub. It was through mutual friends, and we started going out, and that was in June. And that's really it. We've been together ever since.
Yeah, came back here, had kids, and
not straight away. Yeah.
Sorry, I see it very differently. Obviously, I see it.
Life is flowing
ticking,
so fast
ticking
for
boxes.
you. Whether it's helped our relationship or not, I don't think it's had a major impact on it, but I think from a personal point of view, it's been good that you do have that extra lifeline, and many's the time it's a source of amusement for both of us then that I can share something with him. You know, I still find 17 years has flown by for us. I still don't believe that it's 17 years we're together, but it is, and it has been easy, and it's been hard, and it's been difficult.
You gotta keep it fresh and keep it new all the time.
Absolutely. Not necessarily with having a baby after 9 years. That's, you know.
Don't recommend that at all.
Well, we wouldn't give her back. But
no,
yeah.
Certainly not.
I'm John Quinn.
I'm Anne Quinn.
We've been together, we've been married 27 and a half years. Myself and a friend of mine knew these group of girls. We were friendly with them. And one of them was going to England to work.
And they were having a go-away party. Loads were going to be there, meet up, Bloom's Hotel off Dame Street.
And there was a big gang of us, and they'd other friends there. We were all sitting in a large half-moon seat. There must have been about 25 of us. And I saw this girl walking in that I didn't recognise. So I said to one of the other girls, "So who's that?" "Oh, that's a girl we went to school with, Anne." I says, "Oh, okay, right, yeah, grand." So, as it turned out, I was sitting at one end of this big long seat and she was sitting at the other end. And every time I got up to go to the bar to get a drink, or Anne got up to the bar, we'd come back and we'd be sitting one space closer to each other.
And we were set up, as we were told afterwards.
Well, after a couple of hours, one of us got up to go to the bar, came back, and we were sitting right beside each other. So we got talking anyway, and
yeah, and we rang me afterwards.
I says, "How you doing? It's the chap you were talking to the other night in the hotel." "Oh yes, she." I says, "Look, a friend of mine's having a 21st on Saturday night. Would you be interested in going?" So she said yes. We arranged to meet in Raheny. I was on time as usual, and Anne was late as usual. So every bus that pulled up, I'd be looking to see was she on it. Next thing, a bus pulled in, pulled off, and there she was standing there. And I looked at her and I just went, wow. And well, the rest is history.
There was no mobile phone, so there was no text messages or Facebook.
We didn't even have a phone in our house. We had to go up to a neighbour's house to ring her to arrange dates and what have you. We have all those things now, and I hate every single one of them. I'm a technophobe, but it has its good sides as well, I suppose. They're a necessary evil these days, but we got to where we are, and we didn't need them.
My name is Mary. I'm from Dunleer and County Louth. My boyfriend is from Orange County in California. We met 2 years ago in Dublin, and we've been conducting a kind of a long distance relationship ever since. We met in July 2012 in the smoking area of a bar in Dublin. He bought the wrong cigarettes and asked me could he trade one of my cigarettes, so I did. We got talking, and then that night we added each other on Facebook, and I didn't know whether I'd ever see him again because he was only in Dublin for 2 days. So then the next day I had a Facebook message from him, and he said, "Do you want to meet up and do something?" So we did. We met up again the second night. I just thought it was just one of those things, but we stayed in touch. So after he went back to California, we started using Viber to message each other and for phone calls, and we also Skyped. And it was just something that like we still kind of wanted to pursue because we just really liked each other, you know, and it was just one of those things. So he said, "Why don't you come over to California?" And I was like, "Okay." You don't have to ask me twice. So yeah, and he paid for my ticket to come over, which is really nice. And essentially, like, our kind of third date, we'll say, was me getting on a plane to California, 15-hour journey, meeting him at the airport. Hadn't seen him since July, like, at all in real life as such. So yeah, and then spent the week with him in America, which like was amazing. It was just like something out of a dream, you know. It wasn't like real life, and like we did great. We just got on so well, like, you know, from like the word go. Then he came over to Ireland for a month just to see what it was like, because he was thinking of moving so we could be together. So he came over for a trial month in Ireland in the summer. Decided to go to college for a year, so he did that. Didn't really like the weather, but you know, got his qualification from Trinity and went back. And like since then we've kind of been over and back. At the moment I'm not sure when we'll see each other again, but in the meantime we still talk every day, Skype whenever we can. We're kind of more connected all the time when you're WhatsApping or when you're calling on Viber. It doesn't feel like they're 5,000 miles away.
We met in Brewbakers, technically in Dundalk, but I realised later on that night that I had met him before on Tagged. He started talking to me and asking me and telling me he liked my music taste. But anyway, we're getting on great, and then I asked him where he was from, and he said he was Egyptian, and I said, "Oh," being my hilarious self, "would you say you walk like an Egyptian?" And then he stopped talking to me. So then when I met him again, I knew not to ask him if he was Egyptian.
And I realised it was her because she looked similar to the girl in Tagged, and then I asked her about it, it turned out to be her. And she didn't ask me that I walked like an Egyptian that time, because I'm assuming she learned from the first time not to be racist. And I was pretty drunk that night, but I figured I liked her and asked her to come over to the table, even though I was hanging off it. And then I asked her for a number and kissed her, and we met up the next day.
Yes.
If I had met her on Tagged, I probably wouldn't recognise her and wouldn't have made a move, I don't think. And then I suppose I really liked her, so...
Yep, and then I went home and looked up all his pictures on Facebook to make sure he was the same guy I'd met on Tagged.
I did not know that, that's kind of creepy.
And he was. And he was like the next day to me, "Oh, I couldn't find you on Facebook." And I was like, "I've seen all of your pictures on Facebook by now." And throughout our relationship, we've often used Facebook and Viber when we're not with each other to keep in contact. And we send each other funny pictures and links and stuff like that. Actually, we do use the internet a lot.